Hello friends and welcome to another Macho Future video. Today we're talking about the old adage of going where you're wanted and how it applies to the new disruption in car manufacturing or any kind of manufacturing outside of your borders. So we'll look at what is currently happening in Germany and in India vis-a-vis Tesla, but that's just an example of what this can be applied to, of going where you're wanted, right? So at this point in time in late February of 2022, even the German press is acknowledging and conceding that the only delays remaining in Tesla's Grunheide factory approval process are that of a paper variety. In other words, everything else is done. The minimums of the structures and buildings and roads and machinery has been all of those have been done and installed for weeks now. There's even a basically the entire hiring process has been mostly finished. Everyone's ready to go. Everyone's kind of waiting around, picking their nose because they're waiting on paperwork to be finalized. Just want you to think about that for a second. That in 2022 we're still slaves to boxes and forms. Yeah. Wonder what would happen if there was a time-based emergency that we had to skip all that. I wonder. Interesting, eh? Interesting thought. So if you're interested in just how bad things have gotten in Germany in general, as far as bureaucracy and red tape is concerned, take a look at the article in the link below. And as you finish reading the article from DW's Patrick Zudeick, check out this gem from Teslarati's Simon Alvarez about the conditions placed on Tesla by Indian regulators if any manufacturing or production plants would be approved in India. Also linked below. So basically, guys, if Tesla learned anything, hopefully, from the German slowdowns, they will not even concede. They will not concede any ground to the Indian regulators as an early concession, and that because if they were to do this, it would exacerbate future Indian demands. Like, so if they agree to these these demands right off the bat without even one product being sold in India, right? Well, what will happen 2-3 months down the road when other decisions have to be made? The Indian government is just going to demand more. And once you've committed enough, it's so much that you can't take your commitment off the table, you're going to have to bear the brunt of all that nonsense, guys. And no one wants to do that in the business world. They do want to have a give and take and cooperation, but there's reasonable demands and unreasonable demands, right? So, like I said, you don't negotiate with terrorists. And I'm not saying the Indian government is terrorist. What I am saying is when the demands thrown at you are unreasonable, you don't negotiate, because it's not really a negotiation, it's a dictatorship. So this is what seems to be happening in the first initial talks that have, to this day, they didn't bear any fruit really between India and Tesla, and not because there's no interest on either side. There's a huge interest on both sides, right? But unfortunately, there's people involved in this discussion on the Indian government side that couldn't care less what happens to the air, to the working conditions of their people. They just care what they get out of it, and this is what is being shown in these demands, right? Unreasonable in nature. So India, in generally speaking, is a place where it's tremendously difficult to conduct business for a reason, guys. And that reason is big government that enters almost every part of every citizen's life. And that's how it's been for decades, right, in India. With a large but certainly unproven market for a company like Tesla, Tesla would be much better looking at options for building factories in Eastern Europe, South America, or the Far East, right? that would be still, nothing's perfect, guys, but it would probably be a much better idea to deal with those kinds of administrations than what they're dealing in currently in trying to deal with in the Indian situation. And needless to say, guys, Elon Musk is taking notes, obviously, and learning a ton, I'm sure, from all of this. And at the end of the day, when Mr. Musk, when he's announcing his future factory sites, he will undoubtedly look at places that are not so corrupt, not so highly regulated, and places where he would be welcome with open arms, right? Because that's what this video is about. Go where you're wanted, you know, to the best of your ability. Sometimes you have to just bear your the thing that comes at you, but for the most part, guys, if you're bringing so much value like Tesla is, a company like Tesla, or BYD, right? Like that is providing all these jobs and innovation and future and hope for the future. You can pick where you decide to do business. You don't just take anything that comes at you, right? So comment below. Let me know what you think of all these unreasonable demands from India and these unreasonable slowdowns in Germany. You know, the latest talk is that it's about water, right, consumption, but Tesla has said repeatedly that they will do the most efficient water setup possible, and they will do everything in their power to use as little water as possible and still get the manufacturing done. Even though just miles down the road from where the factory is built, outside of Berlin, there's a huge mine that's using up at least 5 times the amount of water that Tesla would be for operations. And that never seems to reach the press, right? It's funny how things work, guys. Anyway, comment below. Tell me what you think. Thank you for spending some of your time with me. It's a beautiful day out there. Hope you enjoy it. And I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.